Good morning, Year 3 Amber. Mr. Goodall here, and for this lesson we're going to be taking a look at the book Hey Mum, What is Diversity? Our LI for this lesson is to identify key vocabulary, main characters and setting. Please pause the video to copy this LI down and I'll explain to you what we mean by key vocabulary, main characters and setting. Key vocabulary means words that are important to the story. So words that could be about the storyline or the plot, which is another word for storyline. Main characters are who the story evolves around. So sometimes there's several main characters, could be up to 5, there could be 2, or in some cases there is only one main character. And setting is where the story takes place. Some stories have multiple settings for each part of the book, and some take place within a house or somewhere like that, so it could be a very similar setting. So we will get down to the key vocabulary, which is words that are really important to the story and which you need to understand to be able to get to grips with the story. Main characters who you need to understand their thoughts, feelings and their actions, and the setting, which is also important to the story because it explains where the characters are and helps set up what's called the context of the story, which in short summary means where everything takes place and the setting in which things happen.
As we explained earlier, the book that we're going to be reading is Hey Mum, What is Diversity? That's the title of the book. Then we scroll down to the first 2 pages. How was school? Sally's mum asked. It was fine, she said with a big smile. But my teacher, Miss Talbot, started talking about something I didn't understand. She called it diversity. Now, we've picked up on our first bit of key vocabulary, which is diversity. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is either in a dictionary or on Google, whichever device you have it, Google diversity definition. You can pause the video here and we can compare results of what came up when we looked up diversity. So I'm going to Google for you diversity definition. So as we can see here, so the state of being diverse and a range of different things. Now I'm going to scroll down as that doesn't give us a lot of the true meaning of diversity, so I'm going to have a look at what is meant by diversity. It means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. I think this is a great definition of diversity. So if you didn't come up with something quite like this in your search in a dictionary or your search online, copy this down onto a sheet of paper, which I will show you now.
So what I've done for you on this sheet of paper is done my own definition of diversity. So if you came across definitions that you didn't understand, I've written one down in words that we should be able to understand. So key vocabulary, diversity, a range of different things, an understanding, so that also means knowing that each person is different and being able to see our own unique differences. So So I understand that each person is different, so they might like different things. So one person might like Bruno Mars and the other person might like the Beatles, for example. And being able to see in our own differences, so see what is different about us to other people and really, really learn to appreciate them.
So next, we are going to identify our main characters. So piece of advice is when I identify main characters or characters of the story in general, is to look for words that start with a capital letter, such as a big letter here. So how was school? Sally's mum asked. It was fine, she said with a big smile. But my teacher, Miss Talbot, started talking about something I didn't understand. She called it diversity. So I'm going to draw some multiple choice questions on a piece of paper for you as to identify the main characters.
So the question here is, who are the main characters? Are they Sally, Sally's mum, Miss Talbot, or the cat? So have another look and scroll back through the video to me reading it through to see who the main characters are. If you can pause the video and have a look through it, we'll come back to the answers shortly. So the main characters here, Sally and Sally's mum. So even though the book has mum spelt M-O-M, we prefer to spell it M-U-M. So the two main characters are Sally and Sally's mum. So the main characters are Sally and Sally's mum. So next we're going to have a look at setting.
What we're going to do when we look for setting is look at the background in the picture. So we can see here there's a table, there's some drawers, there's some mugs which are in the front cover, oven gloves, spatula which were also in the front cover, also a special type of spoon that you use for cooking, and the kitchen knife, and also a fridge. So have a look at this image quickly, pause the video here, and see whereabouts in the house these things would be kept. Have a think where they would be kept in your house.
So our next question is, what is the setting? So we were talking about setting earlier and looking for things in the background. So I'm going to write you some multiple choice answers. So kitchen, sitting room, or bedroom. So here are your three answers. Please pause the video while you scroll back, take a look at what's in the background, and try and decide where the setting is out of these three answers. So if you got kitchen, you are absolutely right. The main setting is kitchen.
So now we're going to be looking at what the characters are doing. So I'd like you to look, so the best places to look in the picture are the characters' hands and feet. So the feet will show you where they are, and the hands will show you what they're doing. So have a look to see what Sally's mum's doing. So look, have a look what's on the table. And now we're going to scroll down to where Sally comes in. So have a look where Sally's hands are at, and where she's currently standing. So I'm going to give you another multiple choice question on the sheet of paper.
So the next question is, what are the characters doing? So if you can copy this question, and also Sally's mum is, and Sally is, and pause the video while you do so. So Sally's mum is either cooking, washing or drying, and Sally is either coming into the kitchen or leaving the kitchen. Pause this video again while you look at the various options. Look back in the video at the picture and see what they're doing. So, once you've had time to answer these questions, I'm going to write the answers for you. So Sally's mum is cooking. And Sally is coming into the kitchen. So in this lesson, we've identified key vocabulary, main characters, setting, and also the actions of characters. In next lesson, we'll be discussing the thoughts and feelings of the characters and what might happen next. So we're going to be doing these 2 pages again, and also we'll be moving on to the next 2 pages and picking out more key vocabulary then. And hope you enjoyed this lesson. I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday.